Hello everybody, my name is Lori and we are going to talk about eggs. Now, when you think of eggs, you're probably thinking of this guy, the champion of all eggs, the chicken egg. So we're all very familiar with what chicken eggs look like. We eat them for breakfast. They're delicious. We do have a chicken here at COSI, and this is what her egg looks like. She's a little bit smaller than a typical chicken, so it's a little bit smaller and it's a different color. And we also have Archie here. So Archie is an eastern screech owl, and she also lays eggs, and hers look a little bit different. So hers are a little bit rounded and, quite frankly, pretty large for a screech owl. Good job, Archie. And we also have a couple of different bird eggs here as well. So we have this very large egg. I bet you guys can guess what kind of bird this comes from. The ostrich, right? So they will lay them and they will put them on the ground. And then we have this little teeny tiny egg over here. This one is a hummingbird egg, which lays the smallest of the birds. But birds aren't the only animals that lay eggs. Can you guys think of some other animals that lay eggs? You're probably thinking of reptiles. They absolutely do lay eggs. There's even amphibians. Of course, they lay their eggs in the water. They're very gelatinous. And even insects. So if you guys have stink bugs at your house, they can lay up to 1,000 eggs a year. But as impressive as that is, army ant queens can lay over 300,000 eggs in just a few days. That's very impressive. Something else that's impressive are animals that we call ovoviviparous. And what that means is it's animals that do have eggs, but what happens is they hatch inside of their body and it makes it look like they're having live young. Good job. I'm going to introduce you to our Madagascar hissing cockroach. You might be able to hear him hissing. And this is one of those animals that is ovoviviparous. So they have little egg sacs, and it really does look like they're giving live birth. But the difference between an animal that's ovoviviparous and one that lays eggs and then live young is that live young is attached to an umbilical cord, and then a placenta is how they're being fed by the mother. An animal that has eggs gets that nutrients from the egg itself. So if you're thinking about your chicken egg again, they have that yolk. The yellow part is the part where they get those nutrients from. I have another animal that's ovoviviparous. His name is Apollo. And blue-tongued skinks are also ovoviviparous. But I said that reptiles lay eggs, right? Well, different reptiles can have all sorts of different ways that they have their young. In fact, snakes can have their live-bearing and ovoviviparous, and they also lay eggs, just depending on the kind of snake, which is pretty cool. So thank you guys so much for learning about eggs. There really is so much to learn. So I encourage you to go ahead and do some of your own research and find out what else you can learn about eggs.